All right, we're taking some time now to talk some recovery with Johnny West, the general manager of the North American market for skins. And you've previously read my RY400 compression pants review. Another part of the Legacy Review series this summer is all about optimal training. And sure, you can push it while you're in the gym, while you're competing in your sport, while you're grappling, while you're sparring. But recovery is really important to get back in the gym, to get better, and to make sure your muscles don't fatigue out, your muscles don't get hurt when you are back in after a long day of training. And in the past few years, compression gear has made a big push with the recovery. A lot of major brands are doing it, but one company that's doing it the best right now is Skins. And Johnny, the RY400 recovery compression pants, wow. I mean, just a great product you can put on after a long day of training. No more ice baths, no more getting into cryo chambers or anything like that. These pants are fantastic. Talk a little bit about them.
Yeah, that's funny. You say no more ice baths. Ice baths are really the old technology. Wearing a pair of RY400 compression recovery tights after a game, after your training, even after or during a flight for travel to reduce the swelling is what it's all about these days. The idea behind this is, again, just as our active product, taking those medically graduated ratings and flushing out the toxins and the lactates that have built up during activity. If we look on a scale where in an active product, we're looking at reducing the oscillation and vibration of the muscles and a lower level of blood flow. In a recovery product, we're looking at going much higher in the blood flow benefits to really flush everything out, and then much lower in the muscle containment benefits, and looking on a muscle support basis there. And then we put a lot of different things into the product there to make it much more comfortable to wear in a sedentary state. A lot more ventilation around the crotch and those areas, around the knees and the back of the knee. In particular, where areas where there's lymph nodes and we have a tendency to either create some rashing or we tend to sweat. We've been very mindful of that to make that the most comfortable type, because if you're not going to wear it, you're not going to feel the benefits of it, and if you're not comfortable in it, you're not going to wear it. So recovery is really paramount to success, and it's one of the things that we probably have more data on how recovery helps you become a better athlete than actually wearing our active products. It's something that's not talked about as frequently as it should be, but is just as important as hydration. The way you eat and your nutrition and the way you train is the way you recover to get back out there to be able to train sooner, faster, harder, longer.
Absolutely, and ever since athletes have been competing, ever since athletes have been training hard, it's all about recovery. How do you avoid that onset soreness? How do you avoid that fatigue? And this is still a very young market. The recovery compression market is still very young. And I know you hit on a few things right now, but why should athletes invest in recovery compression gear?
Yeah, I think you touched on something about the delayed onset of muscle soreness. How many times after a workout, 24, 36, 48 hours later, have you tried to get out of bed and you're creaking and you're hurting and you're sore? It happens to us all the time. And then somebody says, oh, go have a banana or go take some potassium. That's going to reduce the buildup of the lactic acid in your muscles and get that lactic acid out there. Well, in reality, the lactic acid leaves our body in about 2 to 3 hours after the event, regardless of whether you're an elite level athlete or an entry level athlete. So the damage and the soreness that you're feeling is the micro tears in the muscles, and that's what makes us sore that 24 to 48 hours later. If we put on a recovery tight immediately after that activity, that's going to help repair those micro tears in the muscles, again, flush out the toxins and the damage markers that have built up from that activity and make us feel way better so we can get back to training sooner.
Yeah, a lot of athletes, we talked about ice baths. Some extreme athletes will go and try the chambers to simulate the oxygen, to more oxygen flowing in. A lot of bicyclists have tried that. There's all that out there, and all that technology, all that time, all that money, it adds up. It adds up. And one of the big things that I've been telling a lot of athletes lately is, sure, recovery compression gear might be a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, it's going to help you way more, and it's going to help you save time. Like you mentioned, all you have to do is put on the pants. That's it.
Yeah. Put them on, hang out, sleep in them. You're getting on a long haul flight across the country or to Europe or, Asia. You wear them on the plane and you hop off feeling like $1,000,000. You don't have that swelling. And there's a lot of data out there now, particularly from a guy named Kelly Starrett from mobilitywad.com. Kelly is really against the ice baths now, saying that they can slow down the lymphatic flow that actually slows the recovery process. The ice baths originally were designed to stop the bleeding in the capillaries that then resulted in swelling and that sort of thing. But there are now studies that are saying that also hinders recovery of the lymphatic flow. And I'm not a doctor or have a medical background, but from what I read, and certainly anecdotally from what I've experienced, the recovery tide is one of the best ways to get to that next level in pure performance.
Now, athletes are a big part of your company. Obviously, they are your main supporters. And previously in the A400 review, we talked about how you guys don't have endorsement deals with you're not paying millions to athletes with these big endorsement deals. The product is endorsing itself because how great they are. Now, with the recovery compression pants, how has the feedback been from a lot of world-class athletes?
Yeah, I think that the recovery product is hard for us to get out there and get seen on athletes. It's product that the majority of the top athletes out there, NBA, NHL, NFL, as I talked about earlier, USA Hockey, they all wear it, but they're wearing it under their uniforms. They're wearing it under their travel outfits, so you can't see it when they have it on. But I'll tell you what, they believe in it again equally, if not greater, than the active product, just because they know that it helps them get back on the ice, get back in the gym, back on the field, or back on the mat faster.
All right, Johnny, thank you so much once again for joining us to talk about the recovery pants, and also the shirt is available. And we've only talked about the compression pants because that's what I reviewed, but Skins makes a whole line from compression shorts, from women's wear, any sport you compete in, you guys have products to help athletes excel.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a full range of everything from socks and calf tights and arm sleeves. We also do triathlon and cycling apparel, full tops. I wear the sleeveless top every time I train. That core stability is great, and that proprioceptive nature is even enhanced more with a top on. So I encourage everybody to look at more than just look at the tights. Take a look at the full collection for sure.
Absolutely. Johnny, thank you once again. And then we hope to talk to you down the line again.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to talk anytime. I love talking about compression. I'll talk about it all day long if somebody's willing to listen.
Hey, we are. Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, thank you.